Hey folks, so today we would be seeing another agent framework which is Mastra AI, which helps you build agents in TypeScript. So mainly I've been like exploring multiple things, but I didn't notice any kind of platform or any kind of framework that helps you build agents in TypeScript or JavaScript. So this is pretty good. We would be seeing how we can build an agentic network inside of Mastra AI, and other things that it offers is basically this agent workflow where inside we can add the tools also. It can manage memory as well. We can add the workflows as well. So these things it would be better to explain when we look at an example. So let's see an example that is built upon this master AI. So if we look at this example, we have a weather agent which has access to different kind of workflows, different kind of tools. For now, we don't have added any kind of workflows, but you can also do that. You can follow the master docs. So for now, we would be looking at this tool. So what this tool is doing, basically fetching out the weather information based upon the city name that we would be providing to the agent. So let's see how it works. So we are using Anthropic now, just for testing purposes. So if I ask, let's start with a greeting. How are you doing? See, so it says a great greeting. Okay. And now it is telling like what it can help you. I need to know which location you are interested. So let's see the temperature of the city where I belong. So it is Ludhiana. So let me know the weather condition of Ludhiana, Punjab. So if I say that, you would be noticing all the debuggings inside of this platform only. So this UI is also provided by Masha only. So if you look at, let's see the weather. So it is 43 degree over here, which is like quite hot. Yeah. And it has in the back end, it has called this tool, which is the weather tool that I just showed you from here. It has set the location to Ludhiana. It is making an API call that the code we would be also seeing, and this is how it is working. So let's jump right over to the code, how everything works inside of Mastra. So this is the project that I am running on my development server inside of this VS Code. And so basically what we have to do is first set up a simple directory structure, which includes a source folder. Inside of that we would have in Mastra, so that the Mastra could be able to build out everything accordingly, like the agents, the memory, the workflows, etc. So we have, and inside of Mastra folder we have agents which include weather agent. So this is the main agent that is being called over here. If you look at closely, we have this agent as a weather agent. You can see the name, you can notice the name. So yeah, the what this weather agent is doing, basically first we are importing multiple things, which includes the agent class from the master core package itself. We have the memory, which we are using libsql store, which they only provide. And this tool I would be explaining you as well. So we are just initializing a memory state, okay, which we would be giving to this agent class. So we have just provided a name, simple instructions that your primary function is to get the weather of the location that the user would be asking, and we have to just keep it responsive and concise. Okay. So here we are in the tools, we are providing a weather tool. I'm using Anthropic for now. You can use other models as well. If you want to import, let's say OpenAI also, you can use that. And just make sure to create an environment variable. There you can put your API key. So the memory also we have provided. Now let's look at how the tool is working. So if you look at the weather tool, so this tools directory is also inside of this master only. So they are on the same level, like the agents and the tools is also on the same level. So if we look at this weather tool, we have Zod over here for just schema validations and everything. So we are importing this create tool function over here. What we are doing is we are setting off get weather ID description. What does the weather tool do over here? Now this is the most important thing. So if you look at the input schema, this would be taken by the main agent, that where we have provided the weather tool. So it says like we need to have the location. Okay. So this type says like string, it should be a string location. And output schema, this needs to be, you can do after we can make an API call or something. So what we are doing is we are returning temperature, fields like humidity, wind. So accordingly, the agent also gives us recommendations what we need to do in this kind of weather or something like that. And this execute class, what it is doing is running this function. So we are just calling a function get weather. Okay. So this is the main function. We are doing the same thing. We are taking the location, making the API call, waiting for the response, and then when the response comes, okay, so we are returning like the output schema that we just mentioned over here, like all the fields, temperature, humidity, wind speed, and etc. Okay. And yeah, this function is also just formatting everything in proper way. We just don't need to worry too much about that. Okay, so this was the tools. Now we would be looking an index.ts which we have created in master folder. So this is required. This is just like as a configuration file for master only, so that it knows like what things we are including and what things we are not including. If you want to add like more workflows over here, if we create more workflows, so they have a workflow class as well, where we can inside of an array we can add multiple workflows as well. So right now we don't have any workflows, we are just going with the agents. So we have imported the weather agent from here. Okay, so we are doing the storage also, and the logger just for debugging purposes, which would be showing everything over here. Okay, if you come to this master that we are running, we can do npm run dev and we can start out this front end that they only gave us. Okay, so we can look at endpoints also, which the master itself provides. For example, if you don't want to use this front end or call it from somewhere else, so you can do that as well. When you deploy it, you would get these endpoints, so we can get the responses accordingly. Here are the logs where we can debug the processes. If you look at evals, traces, and chats, right now we hadn't run much, so that is why it is showing. So over here in the front end, if we look at this memory storage as we enabled in the code, so here memory is on. Going further, if you want to see more examples, so let's click on their GitHub and explore more. If we go to the examples repo, so you can see they have developed many kind of applications over here. So if we look at any kind of app, for example, let's say we want to look for the text to SQL. Okay, so this is an interesting project. You can look for the demo. So this is the demo over here where we can provide any kind of input and it would be converting that to the SQL. So if we look at the database, let's look at the database. So it has multiple kind of information. So it would be generating the query itself and then returning the back and then making the call to get back the query. So we don't have to ourselves write all the query. So if we look at what are the 10 most populated cities in the world, okay, so surely it would be Indian cities. So let's see, so it is giving us the query and these are the results. So it is doing everything on the autopilot. We get the query, we can use it in our further project or any project that we need. We can just provide out the data set. So these kind of, if you want to explore the docs also, you can explore the docs. They have given the code. If you look at this text to SQL, let's see, and the code also I think they have provided over here. And yeah, so this is the whole application. I think it is developed in Next.js. So if you want to explore more, otherwise we would be giving out a lot more informations how to build full stack applications upon this Mastra AI in the further videos. So for now, thank you for watching the video. I hope you like it.